Picture this: a single desk lamp cuts through the darkness of a bedroom. It illuminates a basic microphone, a consumer-grade webcam, and a keyboard scattered with crumbs from a late-night editing session. This is the Genesis, the humble launchpad for countless creative dreams. A scene familiar to millions? Now picture this: a sleek office space with a small dedicated team collaborating, a merchandise line with designs instantly recognizable to fans, contracts for 5-figure brand deals being reviewed by legal counsel, a diversified business generating revenue from half a dozen different streams. The question is, how does this become that? What are the unglamorous real-world steps that transform a passion project into a payroll-paying, tax-paying, legitimate business? It's not a single viral moment. It's not luck. It's a blueprint, a series of deliberate, strategic decisions that separate the hobbyist from the CEO. Today, we're breaking down that blueprint. We're revealing the unvarnished truth behind the journey from bedroom creator to media entrepreneur. If you're serious about turning your passion into a profession, you're in the right place. Make sure you're subscribed to GENSHIFT because we're about to lay out the real roadmap. 1. The hobby evolves from passion project to side hustle. Every media empire begins with a single idea. For our prototypical creator, let's call him Alex, that idea came from a genuine passion, restoring forgotten pieces of retro technology. In a small corner of his apartment, he launched a channel, not with dreams of fame, but with a simple desire to share his hobby. The early days were a slow, uphill climb. For the first year, Alex was creating in a vacuum, 2 videos a week to an audience of almost no one. This was the seed planting phase, pure effort without external validation or income. It's the part of the journey where most aspiring creators drop out, expecting instant results. Industry data shows many channels take years to gain traction, often posting hundreds of videos before seeing meaningful growth. Here, persistence is the only currency, and the act of creation itself is the only reward. But Alex stayed consistent. He wasn't just uploading, he was learning. He treated this time as an unpaid research and development phase. Each video was a prototype. Each view, comment, and watch time metric was raw market feedback. He noticed a slight uptick in watch time on a video about restoring a classic gaming console compared to one on an old radio. A viewer comment asked for more detail on his soldering technique. These weren't just interactions, they were signals. He began to grasp YouTube SEO fundamentals. Building authority around a specific niche could help the algorithm favor his channel over bigger, more general competitors. His focus sharpened on content that solved problems or offered unique insights. Like a tech startup refining its first product, Alex was iterating toward a perfect fit between his work and his audience, laying the foundation for organic growth. Then after about 14 months of relentless consistency, the needle began to move. An animated timeline of his channel's growth would show a slow, almost flat line suddenly beginning to curve upward. He crossed the first major threshold, 1,000 subscribers, and the 4,000 hours of watch time required to apply for the YouTube Partner Program. A few weeks later, the first AdSense payment landed in his bank account, $105.34. It was a small amount, but its psychological impact was monumental. It was proof of concept. The market had spoken, validating that his unpaid R&D had produced something of value. This is the critical inflection point where the mindset shifts from creator to entrepreneur. The channel was no longer just a hobby. It was officially a side hustle. Alex began to think with intent. He started with the lowest hanging fruit of monetization beyond ads, affiliate marketing. He placed Amazon affiliate links in his video descriptions for the specific tools and soldering kits he used. It didn't bring in much, maybe another $50 a month, but it was another signal. It proved his niche authority. His audience trusted his recommendations enough to make a purchase. He was no longer just an entertainer. He was a trusted resource, and that trust was the foundational asset upon which his entire future business would be built. He realized that even with a small, engaged audience, he could generate income through collaborations with brands interested in his niche community, a strategy many creators overlook in the early stages. 2. Going pro, the first hires and business foundations. As Alex's channel grew, so did the pressure. His subscriber count hit 50,000, then 75,000. Viewership was consistent, and so was the revenue. But he was now spending over 40 hours a week on the channel, on top of his full-time job. He was doing everything himself: research, scripting, filming, editing, graphic design, and community management. The path he was on was leading directly to burnout, a common fate for creators who fail to transition from doing everything to managing everything. The next step he took is what truly set him on the path to becoming an entrepreneur. He decided to reinvest his earnings. Instead of cashing out the few $1,000s he had saved from YouTube, he made his first strategic hire, a freelance video editor from Upwork. Now, this decision was terrifying. It meant letting go of creative control and spending real money on a business that still felt fragile. But the math was undeniable. By paying an editor $300 for a video, he bought back 15 hours of his own time. This wasn't just free time, it was a strategic reallocation of his most valuable resource. He stopped being a video editor and started being a CEO. He invested those 15 hours into higher value activities, deep diving into his analytics, planning a new content series, and, for the first time, proactively reaching out to small brands for sponsorships. He learned that outsourcing tasks you aren't skilled at or don't enjoy is crucial to prevent becoming the bottleneck in your growth. Soon, the first real sponsorship offer arrived in his inbox. A company that sells custom PC components offered him $500 to feature their product. Along with the offer came a simple one-page contract. This single document was the trigger for the most important, boring decision a creator can make. Following the advice of business experts, Alex decided to formalize his operation by creating a limited liability company, or LLC. This step is more than just paperwork. It's a profound psychological and strategic catalyst. For a filing fee of a few $100s, Alex fundamentally changed his relationship with his creation. An animated timeline would show this as a major milestone. LLC formed because it provides 3 critical advantages. First, protection. The LLC creates a legal wall between the business and his personal life. If he were ever sued for something like an accidental copyright claim or a defamation lawsuit, common liabilities for YouTubers, the lawsuit would target the business's assets, not his savings or his home. Second, credibility. An LLC signals to brands that you are a serious professional entity. It makes them more comfortable signing larger checks and engaging in long-term partnerships. And third, organization. Forming an LLC required him to obtain a Federal Employer Identification Number EIN and open a separate business bank account, forcing him to keep his finances clean and professional from the start. The act of formalizing the business solidified his new identity. He was no longer just Alex, the guy who makes videos. He was Alex, the owner and operator of Retrotech Restorations LLC. This shift in self-perception created a new level of accountability, forcing him to think about long-term strategy, responsible financial management, and the legal health of the entity he had just brought into existence. 3. Scaling the empire, team management, and big business challenges. With the LLC established and revenue climbing past $10,000 a month, Alex quit his day job. The channel was now his career, but with this new freedom came a new set of challenges. The bottleneck was no longer content creation, but business administration. His inbox was overflowing, and his thumbnail design skills weren't keeping pace with the quality of his videos. The solution was to scale his team. An organizational chart would begin to populate, branching out from Alex as CEO. He hired a part-time virtual assistant to manage his email, schedule, and community comments, and a dedicated freelance thumbnail designer to improve his click-through rates. Suddenly, he was a manager of a remote team. He had to create systems and workflows to keep everyone aligned across different time zones. He set up a shared Slack channel for daily check-ins, used a project management tool to track video progress, and created a detailed brand-style guide to ensure his editor and designer maintained a consistent look and feel. His focus shifted from creating individual videos to building a sustainable content engine, a key evolution for any creator aiming for longevity. With a team handling the day-to-day operations, Alex could finally focus on CEO-level tasks, building the brand and diversifying revenue. He launched his first merchandise line. This wasn't just about slapping a logo on a t-shirt. He used a print-on-demand service to eliminate the financial risk of holding inventory, offering unique designs that played on inside jokes and iconic moments from his most popular videos. This did more than just generate another income stream, it built a defensive moat against platform risk. If YouTube's algorithm changed or ad rates dropped, he now had a source of revenue he directly controlled. It also deepened the fan connection, turning passive viewers into active community members. He then expanded into digital products, creating a detailed ebook on advanced restoration techniques, monetizing his expertise directly with his most dedicated fans. The story culminates when a major tech brand approaches him for a multi-video, year-long partnership worth $50,000. The contract they sent was not a one-page document. It was a dense 15-page legal agreement filled with complex clauses on content ownership, usage rights, and exclusivity. This is the moment where many creators, eager for the paycheck, sign without a second thought. But Alex, now thinking like a CEO, made the most crucial investment yet. He hired a lawyer specializing in the creator economy to review the contract. The lawyer identified a vague usage rights clause that would have allowed the brand to use his content in perpetuity, even on television commercials, without additional compensation. They successfully negotiated clearer terms and a higher fee for any use outside of YouTube. This single act, protecting the long-term value of his company's intellectual property, was the final evolution. He wasn't just a YouTuber anymore. He was the CEO of a media empire in the making, built from the ground up, right from his bedroom. Conclusion. The journey from a bedroom to a boardroom is paved not with luck, but with a series of deliberate, often unglamorous business decisions. It is the fusion of creative passion with strategic acumen. Alex's story shows us that the boring stuff, the LLC, the financial planning, the contracts, is what provides the stable foundation upon which creativity can thrive sustainably. It's not a barrier to your art. It's the enabler of your career. The path is clear, but it requires a mindset shift from creator to entrepreneur, a willingness to learn, and the courage to build systems beyond yourself. The blueprint exists. What's the next business step you're planning for your creator journey? Share your goals or your biggest questions in the comments below. Let's build a community of creator CEOs. And for more deep dives into the business of creativity, make sure you subscribe to GENSHIFT and turn on notifications. The blueprint is here. You just have to build it.